Hi, we're back again with Tara, and she has some great information for us about the housing market in Arizona. I'm sure lots of you are wondering if we're going to be taking a dive, if house prices are going to go down again. What should we do, and how is that looking in your world as far as a mortgage person? Tell us a little bit about that, Tara.
Yes, absolutely, Meredith. So I had lots of buyers who thought, oh, this is it. This is why I hadn't bought. This pandemic is going to throw us right into a housing recession, and we're going to have a repeat of 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I am just here to assure you that is not the case. We're in a completely different environment today. Arizona has such a small amount of inventory, less than 2 months of inventory. So just what does that mean, less than 2 months? It means that if another house didn't come on the market for the next 6 to 8 weeks, we would have no inventory to sell. And so we have a ton of people relocating to Arizona, a ton of businesses moving their businesses to Arizona, and we have a shortage of inventory, especially in that entry level under $350,000. It is very challenging as a buyer to be able to get your offer accepted, and it's also very cool as a seller because you're making more on your house than you thought you'd ever make. And on top of that, we have historically low interest rates. So you're able to take the equity that you made on the sale of your house, buy at historically low interest rates, perhaps even pay off high interest rate credit card debt and things of that nature, and really reposition your family financially across the board. So just some things I wanted to share with you, Meredith, that I thought were so impressive. So the Mortgage Bankers Association released their mortgage application data this week, and that mortgage applications are up 9.3% from just last week, but purchases are up for 8 straight weeks, you guys. 8 straight weeks. What have we been dealing with? Wow. In the mortgage industry, in the country, we've been dealing with this pandemic, and for 9 straight weeks, mortgage applications are up. And so what does that mean? Basically, we're up 5% year over year, and that's up from 35% down in April. So in April, we had this kind of shutdown where people were like, whoa, I want to see what happens. By May, people were feeling more confident. And I think what's driving that is we have 10 years of appreciation and historically low interest rates. So if you have a great job and you feel confident in your continued employment, you are certainly not waiting. You recognize the value of taking advantage of these historically low interest rates and how that impacts your affordability to buy. So just some really wonderful news as it relates to the housing market.
That's great to hear, because I'm sure a lot of people are wondering if they should put their house on the market. Is now the right time? And there's always that little balancing act that people are debating back and forth.
As a seller, you're going to love it. As a buyer, you're going to hate it. In a perfect world, you're going to be able to buy before you sell, or you're going to be able to sell and arrange a period of time where you can rent back from your new homeowner until you can secure a new home. I can tell you, unless you're buying luxury real estate, buying with the contingency of the sale of your home today is going to be more challenging than ever. So our job as mortgage planners, as we sit down with these families, is to put together strategic approaches to present them as the strongest buyer possible.
And I've also been hearing that houses are going rather quickly, obviously. So it's
like 24 hours.
Yeah. So it's very, very important for them to be prepared and to meet with somebody like yourself to make sure that all the paperwork is in place, the mortgage, they don't have to back out of a deal or something like that and lose the opportunity for a really nice house that they really liked.
You are absolutely right, Meredith. For a family that just on a whim walks into an open house on a Saturday and they've done no planning and they have a house to sell, I'm telling you, it's going to be just heartbreaking if you miss out on that opportunity. So if you or your family have been thinking about making a change, have the conversation, go through the planning process. Right. Even if nothing comes of it, you'll have the peace of mind to know that if the perfect house shows up for you and your family, you're in a position to act on it.
That's great. That's great news. Any other news that you have heard in the marketplace right now as far as how real estate is looking on the forefront?
Real estate projections are that we're going to see continued appreciation and that the housing market will remain quite strong. We can't build fast enough to meet the demand, and so we're going to have some inventory issues for a period of time. Our biggest pool of buyers right now are millennials. you know, and so millennials are not vacating a residence they own to buy. So they're not freeing up inventory from the marketplace as they are absorbing inventory from the marketplace. So that's a really important factor as it relates to the supply and demand issue. In addition to how many of the people are relocating here from out of state, also not freeing up inventory, they're absorbing inventory. So I think that those two things definitely are playing a big role in where we're at today. And Arizona in particular has just proven to be a wonderful place to live. And I think that people will continue to flock here by the dozens to take advantage of everything that we have to offer.
Well, that's really encouraging news, and sometimes we don't always turn the news on because everything is so discouraging.
So negative.
Yes, so that's really positive, and I love to hear that. Tara, thank you so much for joining us today, and if you have questions, please feel free to give us a call. Give Tara a call. Tara, what's your phone number that people can reach you?
Sure. My office line is 480-344-1951. If you just have questions or need guidance, we'd be happy to be a resource.
And if you need to talk to us, we're at 480-897-1067, and we'll have our information on the page following this. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Meredith. Take care.